Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, Mr. Silly P. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday the 15th of October. We've got some new mods, we've got some updates. I'm not kidding by the thumbnail. 200 decorations, decorative items, as well as the rest of the mods. I think we've got 18 or so. Updates them. The Raspberry Productions by KalifZerich and the Future Tech Production by Kygo Modding Empro Loop. Now, that was called something else before. Part of the update is the change of the name. That's got 9 separate productions in it that do all sorts of stuff, extracting minerals and soils and sand and things, and then changing those into metals and fine sand, and then you can go on to doing gems and gold and diamonds and all sorts of stuff, onto computer parts and you name it. There's a ton of stuff to be done in there. So first of our mods then, we've got the Brandt UBT 822 tilt deck trailer, 12.04 megabytes download, 5 slots by Roughneck modding crew. That's this in front of us. I'll be honest, there was that thing I thought, oh, that is so cool, because I've seen these on TV, you know, I've seen them used before. Now, obviously, I don't know if we have them in the UK, I suppose we must do. I've seen it more on sort of US farms and that kind of stuff, on shows and stuff I watch. But you'll find it, and I thought it'd be under low loaders, but it wasn't, it was actually under trailers. You will find it just there. 10 grand. We've got trailer attacher type, so you've got a ball hitch or pin hitch on the front. Main colour, anything on that pallet, like so. And then rim colour and license plate option on there as well. Now, that's how I thought it'd be, that thing of like you pull the pin out, the back drops down, you can drive on. It's not quite like that. So it depends, obviously, with this being on a slightly higher hitch as well, you can adjust this hitch angle, which is quite cool. So if we zoom in on that, if we go L1 and right stick up and down, you can see it's adjusting on the bolts. You see the bolts, we're going up and down on that bolt. If I remember, I'll zoom in. So you've got a bit of adjustment on there. And then on the back here, we do unfold trailer, which I thought would just, but it actually is more of a mechanical, it doesn't just let it sort of run free, as it were. Because then what happens in the real world is you undo a pin, you back up, and when you get to that tilting point with whether it's on, it tilts flat, and then you put the pin back in and you're good to go. Unfortunately, I was backing up thinking, oh, brilliant, 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 but it didn't actually do that. So you kind of get to a point wherever it is you want to be, and then you fold the trailer back again. I mean, at the end of the day, it still does, you know, it does the thing. So like here now, fold the trailer back, it will go back into its position. It does have tension straps, so you can use it for anything as well. For 10 grand, it's not bad old trailer to get started with. I mean, you can put logs on it, all sorts of stuff if you wanted to. I've started Let's Plays with far less, I know that much. So there we go. That's the Brandt UBT 822 tilt deck trailer. Next we've got these. This is a representative of 2. There's a twin axle and a triple axle. These are the Cargo 700 series by MFZ Daimondog. 19.44 megabytes download, 13 slots each. These are forage trailers. They will handle your forage crops, grass, hay, straw, silage. I think they're usually wood chips, that kind of thing. We'll have a look in just a second anyway. Some nice detailing on these, as you can see, depending on what version you decide to go for. So these also under trailers, and you'll find them just here. So options are the same on both of these. That one's a 44,500 litre, this one's a 51,000 litre. Like I say, it is forage crops. Yeah, sugarcane as well, wood chip, and total mix ration normally as well. You can put into these. I say total mix ration, yeah, normally you can. So, options then, we have got Trelleborg, Michelin, Friedrichstein, BKT, Nokian, back to Trelleborg. I won't go through all the tyre options, but there are a few different tyre options to choose. We've then got manufacturer Fliegl. Fliegl 50 year puts a decal a little bit lower. Discreet. Fliegl 50 year full. You've then got Class Black, which changes the logo from red to black. Then you've got Class Night Edition, which I think just changes the logo to white, I think, as far as I can tell. Then back to Fliegl. Meter rollers, inside, yes or no on the back, for breaking up stuff, if you want to do it like that. Extinguisher, we've got no, we've got small 2, big, back to no again. I think I went big, if I remember. We've got fleet numbers. You've got fleet numbers in black or white from 1 through to 7 on there. Warning signs, that was on the back if I recall. We've got laterally, below or both. Speed decal 40 or 60 km per hour. Cover yes or no. Then you've got main colour, which would change the, well, the main colour, like so. Frame colour, which does all of that. We've got grid colour, which changes, let's go for, what's going to stand out, pink maybe? That does the grids, you can just see them inside on the other sides, because I put the covers on, but those grids, they've changed to pink. Panel colour, that's the inserts, so there you go, inserts there. We've then got type plate colour. Now, that where it says Fliegl, and you've got the white behind it, you can change that colour, so if I go yellow, that changes that colour on that. Having the covers on there didn't really help, but the problem thing we got here is it says Mr. cover colour. Now, we've got the cover on, but when I change that, let's go for something like blue that stands out. I couldn't tell what changed colour. I assumed it was something to do with the cover, but I couldn't see any real change on it. Anyway, rim colour and license plate option on there as well. As far as unloading goes, there's no grain door or anything like that. It's literally unload, wallop, and away we go. A flat unload as well, so if you've got low roofs, quite handy. And then lighting indicators, they're quite cool, aren't they? Nice. The Fliegl, or the Cargos 700 series, because I suppose you could go for class as well. Next we have got this and this as part of a kind of pack, I guess. This is the Case IH-AFS Connect Magnum by Jolly Farmers Modding, 17.33 megabytes download, 18 slots and 19 slots, and there are actually two versions of this. These were under large tractors, so we have got the Magnum wheeled and the Magnum row track, although I think, could we have tracks on this? I'm trying to remember. Anyway, so there we go. Priced quite different, although the horsepowers are the same, so you're paying a lot extra for tracks if you want that. So we've got power drive and CVT on the transmissions, so each of those within each horsepower. So 290 horsepower, 325, 356, 390, 417, 435, and then back again. So 435 horsepower being the highest it goes, which is standard pretty much for a Magnum. We've got, so under this Michelin, we've got Michelin and we've got Continental, which gives you your row crop options. I'll show you under the Michelins these. So we've got 22-inch row crop singles, rear duals. Then we go to 30-inch singles, rear duals, so the gap's bigger. We're up to 30s. Then 36 rear duals, and then back to the 22s. That's the same for Michelin and Continental. Then we move on to standard tyres. So then we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Brigade, Vredestein, Nokian, and back to the two that have got row crop options. These ones, standard wheel weights, wides, widen tyres, narrow twin, back to standard. Yeah, so not tracked options on this. There you go. So you're paying quite a bit extra for the tracks, to be fair. Factory glass colour. Sorry, actually, first before we do that, we've got US or EU. Factory glass colour, light glass tint, dark glass tint, back again. Fenders, we've got no fenders. Rear fender, puts the black fender on the outside. Front and rear, front only, back again. No beacon lights, left, right, both off. Then inside, we've got one display at the moment for GPS. Then you've got a two display if you want to go for that, and then back again. Attaches, we start at 0, just the platform. 324, 648, 972 kilogram, then a 3-point, then back again. I think that was it on that. There you go. So that's that one. Farm dog loves himself a Case, although he's growling a bit. So the row track, it's exactly the same on the horsepower, pretty much, I think. 390. 470, actually no, it's less, 417, 435. So yeah, not as many options within that. And then we've got the Michelin, Continental, then we move back in. So those ones are your row track tyres. And again, we've got 120-inch spacing, 18-inch tracks on the back. We've got 24-inch tracks on the back, 30-inch tracks on the back. Then we go to duals at the front with the 18s at the back, 24 at the back, 30 at the back. And then back to our standard. Same with the Michelin. Then move on to standard, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Brigade, Vredestein, Nokian, and then back again. If we go, for example, on the Vredestein, I think the option is the same: crawler track broad, 3 metre, back to standard. I think that's the same on all of them. We then got the same with our US and EU design, glass tint colour, beacons, display and weight. Exactly the same. Doesn't have the options for changing fenders on this one, whereas the other one did. And there's no options within those. So this is, I went for the twins on the front. I really do like that look. Twins on the front with tracks on the back. And then this one I went for, I think these were, they weren't 18s. I think they were 24s potentially. They didn't look wide enough to be the, whoa. So there's our lights, beacons. There's no doors or windows that open and close on these. Does sound nice. And they get up there with their speed. Actually, what I'm going to do before I move on to the next one is come to here and hook that up. So there we go. That is the Case IH AFS Connect Magnum. Next we're going to look at this while we're here, and it's the front weight. As you can see, quite a nice case decal on that. That's lovely. This is 4.9 megabytes download by Alex. Actually, this one I'm gonna ha ha ha. This had quite a lot of people involved. I didn't write them all down because there was a lot. So this is the front weight, 4.9 megabytes download, 4 slots. You'll find it under weights. It's by Alex L353 Modding, McCormick 323, Kexvoffel 13, and Silent Modding. So a few people involved in the production of said mod. As I said though, you will find it under weights and at the bottom. So just there, there's our front weight. So options of this, we've got design, no. International Harvester, case 1, Mercedes-Benz, back to no. So I went for the case, but it's up to you. I've gone for case 1, didn't I? Can't remember. Anyway, then controllable via mouse control. I put yes on. I think that allows for the tilt. So you can either got automatic like lift up and down, but then you've got the tilt option as well. Then you've got font, power by traction, power by tradition or no. Extras, you can have a brush on the side as well, which I went for on there too. So a few different options. So as I say, L1 and circle just raises and lowers the whole lot. Or I've got L1, right stick side to side, got tilt, and we've got up and down. But whatever angle I tilt this at and then go up and down, automatically it will stay in that tilt position like that, for example. There we go. That's the front weight by all of those people. Next, representative of, I didn't put all 200 items out. This is actually 3 separate items. So you can stack on top and that kind of stuff. I have to say, level of detail on all these is amazing. Some of them are base game ones, but have been kind of reproduced. But there's a ton of stuff in here. So this is the decoration pack by KalifZerich. It is 127.56 megabytes download, but it does give you a ton of options. And slot counts vary. I haven't written them all down again because that's a little bit nuts. But if we come all the way up to, we'll find it in a minute. So there's where our standard ones end and there we begin. And these are under the Lizard Building logo, as you can see. So we've got tons of barrel options, all different sorts, plastic barrels, Motorex oil drums. You've got stacks of barrels, as you can see, rusted ones, 3s, 4s. The movement with bricks and block work, those kind of things, as you can see. Tons of bricks and block work, cement bags, pipes, flexible for drainage tile, for ditches, whatever it is you want to be looking at and doing. For example, there you go. Another set of those. They're very cool. So if you're going to go for a sort of build type thing, some of the standard stuff, I mean, I suppose you could pallets those out anyway if you wanted to, but these are a little bit cheaper to place as decorative items. We move on to like containers, dump containers. We've got some shipping container options, which are pretty cool. I don't know if we got any. No options shown for customization. The colours come as they are. This little cube one, I do like the shorty. We've then got boxes, cardboard box options, various different things. I think these are like placeable, collectible things on the base game maps. But again, crates. Then we've got sort of generator boxes, various different types. That one there's pretty cool. I say, there, yeah, 200. There's a lot. There's a lot of guns. You can see some of the base game stuff. Then move on to bins. Quite a selection of bins and skips and stuff for rubbish detritus, like so. Then what do we move on to? Oh yeah, bathtubs. Selection of bathtubs, fancy a bath outside, if you want to do that. Cages, crates, mixers, cages. Then we've got the tyres, various different sizes, various different amounts. As you can see, shop vacs, pallets, stacks of pallets. Yeah, we'll move on to these. Yeah, it's various different old, new stacks of pallets. Higgledy-piggledy, neat piles, multiple piles, Euro pallets, fence panels. There's so much. So let's say 200 items for you to choose from to decorate your maps. Awesome. Next we've got these. This is the Euromilk Rhino FX 1000 HD and the FXL 1000 HD by Bartmann V3. These are just 10.43 megabyte download, 5 slots, 6 slots. They are, I say they're exactly the same. I know, I'll get letters. The actual tubs are both 10,000 litres. There's no difference in that. However, this one sits atop the axle, as you can see there on the chassis, and this one only unloads left and right, as you can see just there. When attached, you do have a rear display, so you can see how much you've got in there. So a left and right unload on this one. This one is sat forward of the rear axle, so a little bit longer. This one's got a left unload, right unload, and a rear unload here where this curtain is. But I say, other than that, they're the same size tub, does the same job, just a slightly different design, depending if you want a rear unload. I mean, to be fair, when it says rear unload, it's sort of rear left. It's not that much further away than the front left, so I don't know. It will come down to how you personally feel about that type of thing. So we come to our forage mixers just there, 18 grand and 17 grand. So the 18 grand one is a little bit more expensive, but it's I suppose more compact unit, I guess. There's no options within those. I say no options. I mean like colour and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that was what was the weird thing. I remember now. I wrote on my notes. Standard, 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 standard 2. So there are actually 3 different sort of sizes, and then we go on to standard 2. I don't know why it's not standard 1, 2, 3, 4, but anyway, there you go. And they will mix up your stuff. You can turn it on, which you can do with most mixers, as you can see. If we do, I think we unload left, right, back. If I unload here, it does lift. Oh, there you go. It does lift it up. And then close that down. And if we switch that to left and then unload here, there you go. Opens the flaps, does the belts, whichever side you are going to operate it from. I've got the wrong side of it again. I'm directionally challenged today, don't know why. There you go, that's them, the Euromilk Rhino FX 1000 HD and FXL. We're going to go to... Yeah, we'll go to this next. I'll work my way across to the next ones. I've gone out of sync with myself a little bit, but that's okay. This is the Lamborghini. This is the Mach 230 VRT by Just Farming. 12.63 megabytes download and 15 slots. Very nice indeed. This you'll find under your medium tractors. And it's just there for 184 grand or for the base model. We've got new colour or old colour, which is more of a silver. New colour is more white. We have then got 224 horsepower, 245 horsepower or 263. Wheel setup, standard, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, rear twin, twin, back. No tyre company choices within those. Engine grille, yes or no. Beacons, design 1, design 2, design 3, which is basically one left, one right, both. And then we've got fender, yes or no, that's on the front. Animations, full or basic. I went full, I'll show you those in just a second. Front loader, quick or off. License plate option on there as well. So, if we hop in and start it up, we're on control group 1, which is door, rear window, steering column. So R1 and right stick up and down does our left door. L1, R1, right stick up and down does the sunroof. Right stick side to side does the rear window, like that. Then left stick side to side does the steering column. You see a steering column adjusting there? Although we are driving now as well. There we go. Press triangle again we come to right door and sun visor. So L1, R1, right stick up and down does the right door, and then from inside, if we look up, then left stick side closes the sun visor on the sunroof, which we have just opened. Those are options. This is what it looks like inside. There's not a lot, to be fair, other than that, when you're looking this way, that says Lamborghini. There's not really a lot else on it. You can just about see the decal, or let's say the marking on the side there that says Mach 250. But other than that, it is just on the mudguards there. Before anyone says it, yes, Deutschfahrt. Absolutely. But that's what the Lamborghini Deutschfahrt whole thing crossover is. There we go. That is the Lamborghini Mach 230 VRT. Next we're going to move to this here. This is the... Oh, actually, no, what we should do... No, we're going to do it. This is the liquid manure silos by Luksu. 6.17 megabyte download. 5 slots each. I've gone out of sync with myself. 5 slots each. Build mode. Come up. We go across to our silos. We come down to... Make sure we get the right ones. These two here. So, that one there is 300,000 litre. This one here is 700,000 litre. That's slightly larger, as you can see. But these ones aren't ones you have to have an animal pen for. You can put in and take out. So the front one in front is the 60,000 one, which is smaller. That one there. So you can put in, you can take out. This will take both slurry and digestate. However, if you put digestate in, it will convert the digestate to slurry. So, yeah, I did put slurry in and then come and put digestate in. And it turned it back into slurry, but then when you come onto here, it will only give you the option to take slurry out. So both those slurry pits just there. Now, something I do need to show you, because I did go out of sync myself, is the grain silo. Did I say who that was by? I didn't I? Liquid manure silos. Yeah, Luksu. So next, up on the hill, and we'll go up and have a look up on the hill, we have got this absolute behemoth, and it is absolutely gargantuous. So, grain silo mod. This is 23.39 megabytes download, 21 slots, 16 million litre capacity for the silo itself by celobuki. 600 grand to purchase. If we go, actually, hang on. If we go to silo extensions, we've then got under silo extensions. For 100 grand, you've got a 2 million litre extension, which looks like that. And then if we go for 150 grand, you've got a 4 million litre extension, which looks like that. Now this does say in the description that it takes grain, crops, peas, and what did it say? It stores standard grains as well as green beans and peas. So 16 mil with then the extensions if you want to go for that. But when you go to place the standard one under silos, we have got, he says, options on this. And you can see the flag up on the central pillar. When we go to place this, if I press customize, you've got Bosnia Herzegovina, USA, Bosnia and Herzegovina 2, Canada, Australia, Brazil, Mexico, Spain, Italy, Turkey, Germany, Ireland, France, Palestine, John Deere, Case, New Holland, none. So you can pick a flag out of those if you want to represent. You can, which will put up on the silo, but you don't have to have one on there if you don't want to. It is a, like I say, it's a big old beastie. In and out, both done there. Huge facility. So there you go. That is the grain silo by celobuki. Next we have got in line here. Again, I am way off with I've got my notes anyway, not to worry. This is the Pigsty and Garage Pack. It's by Roger. 20.96 megabytes download. We got the shed / garage, 21 slots, 25,000 to buy, and then we got the pigsty just over there, 29 slots, 45,000 to buy. Will hold 15 animals. No customization options on these at all. If we go into build mode and under sheds, is where you find the garage, which is just there. Then we come down to our animals, go across our pigs, and you'll find just there for 45 grand. I say no customization options on those at all. Side shed, which has got a door that opens here. I wasn't sure if it would open or not, but it does. These doors do open as well, as does this one here. We do have lighting inside as well. There's no garage like workshop triggers or anything like that, but some decorative items inside. Nicely made and detailed, I have to say as well. Looking great. I've got to get back in on my notes because I'm all over the gaff. All over the gaff. Then the actual pigsty pig pen itself, just here with its side shed there. Storage barn building bit here. And again, look at the detail, the weathering, all of this. Incredible. We've got steps up to a sort of hayloft if you want to use it for hayloft, and you can throw stuff down through there, so bedding and things if you want to do that. There you go. Does look very cool. And then we come round the sides here. And we've got our animal section. This is cool. This door slides like that, and it looks metallic as well, which is pretty cool. Open a door up here. Slurry point just there. Dialogue box just here. Bedding and feed bit just inside. It's very clever, isn't it? All the various different options that you've got for bits to open and close. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's just little storage areas. You might want to put bags of seed and stuff in there if you want to. That's entirely up to you. And it will hold 15 animals. That's the Pigsty and Garage pack. Next, we are going to go to build mode and sheds again for the Lapacho Warehouse pack, which is just, I'm going to show you this one. It's just, hang on, there. So, Lapacho Warehouse, 11.38 megabytes download by naimog mod, 3 slots and 6 slots. So 3 slots here, we've got the small shed, and the small shed looks like this, and it says small shed, I mean it's not that small, for 17 grand. No customization options, it comes just like that, and again, really nicely weathered, plaster and stuff coming off, brickwork exposed, that kind of thing, very cool indeed. And then this one, you probably recognise it, it depends if you're new to the game or not. Big old building. But again, only 32 grand. 6 slots, 32 grand. Again, with this one, no customization options. It comes just like that. That's the Lapacho Warehouse. Next, we have got... Where are we at? We're at the right place. Brilliant stuff. Just here, we've got the Homebuilt Skidder. Homebuilt Skidder is 15.75 megabytes download by Carl TG. 9 slots. We have a raising and lowering front... bulldozer blade, dozer blade, I guess, for pushing logs around, that kind of stuff. On the back, that doesn't adjust, but we do have the winch on the back of it, which you can then attach to trees and then multiple trees, and you use it as a skidder. You can drag it back up to the back plate, and away you go for whatever you wish to do. This you will find under forestry. Was it forestry? Yes, it was. It was under forestry and forwarders, and just there, 45,600. That's all, which is pretty cool. So you've got Skidder standard engine, 150 horsepower or 250 horsepower engine. We've got Continental, BKT, Trelleborg, Ollisfors, back to Continental. Under the Ollisfors, we've got Magnums, Pro Grip F, Pro Grip U, back to Magnums. Continental, we've got standard, wide. I think it's standard wide on each actually. BKT, standard wide. Yep, so it's going to come down to which tyre choice you want. Standard wide on the Trelleborg, back to Ollisfors again. Then you've got windows, tinted. Yes or no. Main colour, anything on that palette, which does all of that. Cage colour, which does all of that. Chains colour, if you've gone for the Ollisfors, you can change the chains. Rim colour and license plate option on there as well. So, cheap and cheerful. Skidder. L1, right stick up and down. Does the left door. Right stick side to side, does the right door. Then R1, right stick up and down, does our dozer blade. And I say, on the back bit, you can't raise and lower that, but we do. I have to say, I do like all these new winch stuff. So, horn, lights. There's no beacons on this actually. Interior, fairly straightforward. It does a job, and it does the job. I say it does the job well. I mean, I haven't put it to the test, but I assume it would do the job well. Don't see any reason why it wouldn't. There you go. That's the home-built skidder. Next, we've got this in my hand. This is the GDR Fire Brigade axe. This is another one that's got quite a few people involved. So let me just click on that. We have got Lazy Modding, Bartmann, Böser, Ultraman, LPGaming, and ZT323AU are all involved in the production of said Fire Brigade axe. You will find it under your chainsaw section, just there for 50. It will cut through, let's just turn that off a second. It cuts through logs pretty quickly. I was curious to see how quickly it would cut through a tree. So let's do that. Actually, that's not too bad. If you don't like the noise, the sound of the chainsaw buzzing away, it was pretty much just 2 cuts, really. 2 chops. That is pretty quick, I have to say. That's not bad at all. So there you go. That's the GDR Fire Brigade axe. A very useful piece of kit, I think. Yes, I like it. Next ones we're going to look at in here. Not in here, in here. It's under trailers as well. Now, so what we've got is the Krone Agropac 520 by MircoGT. 14.7 megabytes download, 10 slots and 8 slots. So the first one you'll find under trailers, and these are reproductions of the base game ones, because we've got the base game just there. There's the GX 520. The price is the same, capacity is the same, we just got a few extra options with regard to colour and stuff like that. So there's the first of them under trailers. So 52,000 litres, 10 slots, options this for Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Fliegl, back again for tyres. Then this is the biggest change, is the editions option. So we got old green, black edition matte. We had this on a Windrow the other day, didn't we? Green black edition, green black matte, no. Then cover yes or no, and then license plate option there as well. So like I say, it's the base game version with the option of extra editions. Then we come down to semi-trailers. There's the base game GX AgroLiner 520. Here's the modded version. Let's say price is the same, capacity is the same. Same with this one. We've got cover yes or no. Then we've got this one, additions. So we've got our tyre choices as well, obviously, but that's the same as the base game version. Then additions, old green, black. Same as the other one, black edition matte, green black edition, then matte, then no, license plate option as well. So just a few tweaks on the base game variant on that. Let me just check my notes. Next we have this. This is the Namyslo Milan. This by JMZ JHHG modding. 24.90 megabyte download, 9 slots, 6 meters. You'll find it under cultivators. So if we go into here, and you'll find it just there. There we go. 21,700 to purchase, 220 horsepower required. We've got track aerators, type 1, type 2, or no. Front trawl, yes or no. Shields, yes or no. Puts them on the back section. Main colour, license plate option on there as well. And with this one, there's a couple of just tweaks. It's nothing. It's not deep and shallow cultivation or anything like that. It's a few things that just adjust, and it is a visual thing, which I suppose the real world versions would do. So if we go to, I've got to remember which one did which. So L1, R1, left stick side to side. Yeah, so left stick side to side does those springtime type things, just that there. Then L1 and right stick up and down was the back section. Where was that? There you go. That section in the middle to raise and lower. I couldn't see that it made any difference when it actually came to cultivating. But as you can see, it is under cultivators, but it is shallow cultivating. I'm just going to adjust that one there. Bring that right down, and then go again. Yeah, still shallow cultivating. That's not making a difference between deep or shallow, which is normally unusual for a cultivator. Normally a cultivator is sort of not deep cultivation, but not shallow. Does that make any sense? It would normally bring up small stones, but in this case it's a shallow cultivator, which is normally what disc harrows do. It doesn't matter. That's what it does. That's the Namyslo Milan. Next to that, we've got this, the Teradisc. I thought I'd do this at the same time, still in the same sort of category. This is the Teradisc 10001T by MircoGT, 21.55 megabytes download, 17 slots. This is, again, like the other one by MircoGT, a tweak on a base game version. So if we come to, this was disc arrows, wasn't it? So there's the base game version, 90,500. So the options on that one is basically just wheel brand, wheel setup, license plate. So this one we've got a few more options on it. So at the front it's just to do with the hitch. You've got a trailer hitch option or a 3-point link mounted option on there. We've got our wheel brand and wheel setup options. Then we can change all the various different colours. So a lot of different colour option choices on this. In essence, it does the same thing. 350 horsepower required, 10 metre width, but we have got some options for changing the colour of things if you want to, mix things up and make it your own. As you can see, roller colours. We can go for a metallic on those if we wanted to, depending if you've got that installed or not. The colour configurations by Giants. Rim colour license plate option there as well. And this should work. Again, should work as a shallow cultivator because it's under disc harrows. I don't see any reason why it'd be any different to the standard. Drop it down. Yeah, there we go, look. Shallow cultivation. Raise that, fold that. That's the Teradisc 10001T. Next, and before I forget, we have got the Slurry and Manure Pack by Missy B. If we go into build mode, I went past it and forgot to show it. If we come down to here, so you saw these ones that we've already shown that were by Luksu. So these, we've got 5 options here. Right, so 6.88 megabytes download. The first 3 are 3 slots each. The second lot, the first 3 are 3 slots each. 4 and 5 are 7 slots each. That makes more sense. It shows it there, you can see anyway. Now, what is curious about this is in the description on the Modhub on the website, it says the first 2 are 2 million litres each. This first one says 1 million. The second one says 2 million, but they're identical. I think they're supposed to be. So these are basically open. So you got that one there like that, and you got that one that side. So it's like an open-sided, one's one side, one's the other. I think they're both supposed to be 2 million litres. That's what it says on the website. It would make sense they are. We've then got the closed version, which is a 4 million litre, which is that one just there. No customization options. And these ones aren't ones you can put in and out of. These need to be placed by animal pens and stuff for your stuff to come into them. And then we've got the liquid manure tank bunkers type things. Now these are both 10,000 and they both hold 1 million litres, but it's down to the size, so how much space you've got. So it costs the same. That's that one, and then that's that one, which is a lot smaller. Costs the same, holds the same amount. So it's that thing of, if you haven't got a lot of space and you still want to put one of these in, you can. Let's just say this one goes deeper underground or something like that, whichever way around you want to look at it. So that's what those do. Again, no customization options on those two either. That's the Slurry and Manure Pack by Missy B. So moving along from that, we have got this. If you're feeling a bit sulky today, you're in luck. The Sulky Master Pack. This is by La Gitanerie, I think it is. 15.45 megabytes download, 6 slots each. Direct drills, there are 2 of. There's a 3 metre and a 4 metre. Very handy having it direct drill. So if you're getting started and you're doing precision farming especially, that really helps with that. Or you just want to do direct drilling. So these you'll find under Seeders. And they are just there. 6 grand for the 3 metre, 8 grand for the 4 metre, which is it's a cracking price as well. 70 horsepower required, 45 horsepower for the 3 metre, which is brilliant. Now we did have there's a pack actually. There's no options on these at all. That one holds 800 litres. That one holds 550 litres. Yeah, we did have a pack. Who was it by? And it was a set of frame attachments. What they call it, a coupler, like a coupler thing. So you attach it to the back of your tractor, which allows you to attach multiple seeders, planters onto it, which would work pretty good with this. You double that up, you've got yourself an 8-metre seeder for 16 grand. Direct drill. Can't go wrong with that, really. I meant to bring the tractor over. Let me just grab a tractor. Bear with me. It's probably a bit overkill for this, but that's all right. So let's hook this up. So cover open and close. We're on weekly, mate. It doesn't matter. It does all your standard seed crop types. Turn it on. Drop it down. That is not direct drilling. That says, this seeder offers a possibility to seed directly. No previous cultivating or ploughing is necessary. That isn't doing it. Let's lower it without turning it on. No. Turn it on. It's not. It's not direct drilling. Oh. It's seeding fine on there. So, yeah. Potentially it will get an update to make it a direct drill, or it's not supposed to be a direct drill. Oh, that's annoying. Have you been missold a seeder? Contact note. Anyway, there you go. That's it. What it does. That's what it's doing. Let's just say that's what it's doing. That's the Sulky Master pack. Just thinking now, should I try the 3 metre and see if that works? Let me just try the 3 metre. Let's try this, shall we? Nope. Interesting as well, though, isn't it? That one was seeding, not direct drilling. This one was seeding. When this one was seeding and we came round off here, this is the texture it gave us. When that one was seeding, this is what it gave us. Very different textures from each one as well. How curious. Anyway, there you go. That's what they are doing at the moment. Whether they're supposed to or not is a whole nother matter. Which brings us to the last of the mods for today, and it is this, which I think is super cool. This is the SM1200. This by ML Modding, Ortin Modding. 28.2 megabytes download, 7 slots each. There's a 2-wheel drive and a 4-wheel drive option. We've then got a regular header and a corn header. I've got the corn header version. 3 slots, 5 meters for each of those, and I'll show you those in just a second. It's like a racing harvester with the white lettering on there and the like stripe, and I don't know, sporty. 2,500 litre tank, which is pretty cool. This you'll find under your harvesters. These, should I say. There's your 2-wheel drive version for 30 grand. And again, if you're just getting started, yeah, right, 2,500 litre tank, you're going to have to unload it a fair bit, but you can get into your harvesting nice and quick. Get a few of those running for that price. Why not? So we have got Lizard, Trelleborg, BKT, back again. Under Lizard, we got that one, that. Let me move to that. Was it those ones? Then crawler track, wide, then back to those again. There we go. So that's those. If we go to Trelleborg, we have those options. BKT, that, and then back to Lizard. Design, yes or no. So you don't have to have all the sporty racing decals if you don't want to. Chassis colour changes all of that. Design colour does the roof and the back section. Rim colour and license plate option on there as well, if you wish. Then we move to the 4-wheel drive version. So this one starts with Lizard with the crawler tracks. We've got Lizard, Trelleborg, Vredestein, back again. That doesn't have any options, but you can see 4-wheel drive on the back. Vredestein, and then back to our Lizard. Start on the crawler track, standard 2, then move on to that one, wide, that. Actually, I really like that option. I don't know why, I just do. Then design, yes or no, same thing again. Chassis colour, design colour, rim colour, license plate option on there. as well. We come out from there, we come to our grain headers, as I've already said, 5 meters, and was it 3 slots I said? Yeah, and 3 slots. There's your standard crop cutter header. We can change the chassis colour, but other than that, it remains the same. And then we come out of there and we go to our corn headers. It's exactly the same header, but we've got the bottom sort of underneath snoots, I guess. Inverted snoots, whatever. And then we can change the chassis colour on that as well. So I've gone for that version. There's no header trailer that comes with this, but it sounds great as well. No horn. No. Lights. Pipe light. I say pipe light. Mate, it's a pipe light, I guess. Pipe out. It's a light that points out to the side, so whilst not actually attached to the pipe, it is there. If I turn them off, so we go for our light option again, then there you go. You see how belts and pulleys are all turning, various different things doing what they should be. It's not as much shake, mind you, we haven't turned on the header yet. If we switch to our header reel, let's raise that up and down. Our reel can go up and down, but not in and out. Let's turn that on. How much is the harvester shake? Oh yes, we've got some harvester shake. I do like that on the older harvester. It's quite loud, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Shaker beds all doing their stuff. That's very cool. Quite loud, don't it? Turn it up for a second. She's loud. It's just a very funky looking thing. If we then go to enable and disable straw swath, it will do that. First person. Yeah, it's quite loud, isn't it? This is one of those ones you definitely have to wear some kind of ear pro. And there we go. Very cool. That's interesting. I guess I've got to be out of the crop for it to allow me to lower the header. Nice. There you go. That's the SM1200, and that's it for the mods for Wednesday the 15th of October. No maps today, I don't think. Let me just refresh, I always get caught out. Not as far as I'm aware. I hope you found all this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.